But coming up, we're going to go to the light heavyweights, and we're going to have a veteran of many miles who hasn't seen much action lately. But Ali, the Red Scorpion Ali, is coming back, and he's going to be facing a debutant. He is Cub Hawkins. And I love his quote. I need to read this because this is fantastic. I don't think there's a man alive that is mentally stronger than me, can test my mental strength or grit. Those are some heavy words, Bob.
That's for sure. And of course, this fight is a nice matchup because you got a good stand-up fighter. You got a guy who's used to using angles. I think it's a nice matchup between the two. What I really like about Cub Hawkins is he trains 5-minute rounds instead of the standard 3. That's something that George Foreman did years ago when he was training to fight. He would train three rounds at 5 minutes apiece to build up his stamina. So when he gets in the ring in the real fight, it's not as tough and you're in better shape. So this is a guy that really takes this seriously, obviously.
And he's going to have to take it seriously because Ali had the contender to knockout of the year back in 2018. So we'll see what he has for us tonight. Goldie?
Great stuff, Claudia. Great stuff, Bob. Breaking down what is our next matchup. Mumia Abuday Ali fighting out of Norfolk, Virginia. Cub Hawkins fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin by way of Chicago. Take a look at the tail of the tape, Paulie.
And here we are, Hawkins, a big age advantage at 24 years old. Ali is my age, actually, 41 years old, but he's got a reach advantage and he's much taller. We'll see if he's going to be able to use that to his advantage and stay on the outside and pick Hawkins off, or if Hawkins can work his way in there and bang away at Ali. Both guys talked it up yesterday. They seem pretty confident. Let's see how the matchup stacks up. Both weighed 170 pounds on the money.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second bout of the night is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome to the Trigon, Cub Hawkins.
Cub Hawkins trains with some very talented mixed martial artists. Mark Lemminger, he's in Bellator. Alex Easy Polizzi, Dante Shiro. The one thing you can see, he is in phenomenal shape. Claudia talked about the cardio with Bob, the mental strength, and Benny, he's got a big chip on his shoulder and he said, I have a bigger chip on my shoulder than my opponent.
That's right, it's the size of a redwood tree is what it is. But Cub Hawkins, look at that neck. And I'll never forget when I met Mike Tyson when he was 16 years old. Jimmy Jacobs introduced me, 19 3/4 inch neck. And he said, Benny, what do you think of that neck? Look at the neck on this guy. Yeah. You don't knock out a guy like that. This guy's coming off of 5 consecutive one-round knockouts. The guy is a wicked, wicked puncher.
Just fought MMA back in April, 50 days ago. A wrestler since age 4, Cub the Savage Hawkins.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome to the Trigon, Mumia Abuday Ali.
To be great, it's never a bad idea to surround yourself with greatness. Ali the Red Scorpion, Paulie, has trained with former WBC champion heavyweight Oliver McCall, the Atomic Bull. 59 wins, 38 by knockout, of course, known for that big upset of Lennox Lewis.
Yeah. McCall was quite the puncher in his day. Obviously a former heavyweight champion and a guy who you can probably gain a lot of knowledge from just being around with the kind of experiences he had in his boxing career. But here in bare knuckle, it's a little bit different, but you can take a lot of the technique from boxing and then bring it into the Trigon. So we'll see how he matches up with Cub Hawkins tonight.
And for Ali, the reason why he's fighting bare knuckles because he saw Paulie's fight against Artem Lobov, and that inspired him, and that's why he's here now.
He did say that, yeah.
He said, I want my hands to really hurt more, too. Single father, bachelor's degree in fine art and art education. The Red Scorpion, he says, it's because I'm long, tall, fast, strong, with a deadly sting. Mumia Abuday Ali, 6'3", making his bare knuckle debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second bout on the card is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division and is brought to you by Life Sciences Natural Solutions. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. He is making his bare knuckle debut, and he fights out of Madison, Wisconsin, by way of Chicago, Illinois, introducing Cub the Savage Hawkins. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. He is making his bare knuckle debut, and he fights out of Roanoke, Virginia. He is known as the Red Scorpion, Mumia Abu Day Ali. Our referee in charge.
Red, blue. Look, guys, I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. Good luck to both of you. Touch gloves. Come out, fight.
I guess not. He waited.
Go ahead, tell him. Here we go.
Here we go. They're ready. And yes, that referee, the fine man, has got a little Cajun in him, I would say. Yeah.
I like referees that give you the option, though.
Yeah.
There were some referees where I didn't want to touch gloves, and they made me come back to center of the ring and touch gloves.
Here we go. The southpaw Ali with an 80-inch reach. 6'3" against 5'8" powerhouse.
Oh, big counter.
The Savage Hawkins. That was a bit savage.
Night of counters tonight so far in the first two fights.
Yeah.
Big counter shot.
And this shows that in the Trigon, being tall is not necessarily an asset.
You got to know how to use it, though, Benny. You know, so far the guys that have walked into the shots tonight, you know, they've kind of just left their shots out there hanging. You know, you've got to use your feints. You've got to snap your lead hand out there. You can't just leave it laying out there to be countered. Big counter, and he just walked to another one.
And he's too upright. You can just see, and you know, that's the MMA in him because they come in straight up. Oh, what a left. What a left.
Wow. And Hawkins just got underneath and came up with a hook. He looked like a professional boxer there, the way he came underneath and whipped in that left hook.
And compact and power.
Yep.
And he showcased it already in the first minute.
And I was gonna say, you know, I got to see how Hawkins works his way in through the reach of Ali, but Ali's doing them the favor. He's giving him he's cutting the distance for him.
And you know, when you see a fighter with the hands that far
He's got
apart,
feint.
look at that's another great
He's got
shot.
feint.
Look at
Right in the
that
eye.
combination. Left, right.
He's not. Mike, that went right into his eye.
It is all over.
Yeah, he's got to be careful.
Just like that.
And you know, Mike, it was so deceiving. You see him with the hands wide, so you don't realize he's going to go right down the pipe with that. And he never looped his shot. Every one of those shots were direct.
Yeah, and even when he was slightly looping them, Benny, he was looping them at close range. You know what I mean? So he was kind of dipping them in there. And you know what it is with the southpaw? That little loopy right hand does work on the counter. You know, it's a funny shot because the loopy left hand works on the righty from the southpaw, and from the right hand, a loopy little right hand. That short right hand works on the southpaw as well. Matter of fact, that first knockdown, if we get a chance to see it, was that little loopy shot.
And he never saw it. He never saw it.
And that's the thing about the opposite stance. Usually they look for that straight shot down the middle, but that short loopy shot, they usually don't look for it.
All right, we're going to get a chance to look at it, Paulie. Here's the first one that you just talked about.
And here it is right there. And there you see that loopy shot, loopy right hand on the counter. Sharp shots. Here was the hook. This was a really nice shot because really underneath he gets underneath and he came up hooking, and there again, and that was a nice.
Boom.
Those were nice straight shots, and
There's
those were down the middle. So he gave us the trifecta. He gave us a loopy right hand on the first shot, a left hook on the second one, and the straight shot on the third knockdown. I mean, he gave us the trifecta of all the punches with all the knockdowns.
You know what that reminds me of? Roberto Duran gets Davey Moore.
Oh.
Remember that three punch? Every one of them was right on the money. Just walk right through them, and it was the same thing.
Yeah, and we got another winner tonight. 2 winners in a row that I don't think got hit with the shot. Both fights.
And like I said, he finished with the 1-2. He finished with the 1-2-1.
Yep.
Officially, Cub Hawkins victorious quite quickly in his professional bare knuckle debut. To make it official, here is Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Hughes calls a stop to this contest at 1 minute 26 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by knockout, Cub the Savage Hawkins.
A savage performance by Cub Hawkins. He went right at it like he promised us he would. And that is quite a chip on his shoulder, Claudia Trejos.
Thank you, Goldie, and he deserves it. The truth of the matter is we didn't even get a chance to see the kind of work that Big Serge Estrada, the Cartman, was doing for Ali. It was a major gash over the eyebrow. So people that didn't even get a chance to see how bad that was, it could take anybody back. So kudos to him. Obviously, the Cub was a lot bigger than the Scorpion today.
That was a clinic in counter punching. You saw him land counter shot after counter shot. I mean, there was no answer from Ali. He just had no chance to get in there and do what he wanted to do because Hawkins jumped right on him. And again, just like the first fight, the straight, short punches are what is most effective in any kind of fighting sport. You ask any trainer out there that's worth anything, they're going to tell you, I don't want you throwing those wide looping shots because it takes so much out of you to throw it, and when you miss, it takes even more out of you. Straight, short punches, the combinations were spectacular. He really put on a clinic tonight in 1 minute, 26 seconds.
Absolutely, but the truth of the matter is, at this point in time, Cub Hawkins has been fighting so often that he never lost a step. He's always in rhythm, whereas the Red Scorpion had a long layoff, hadn't seen real action for the last 2 years. I think that was one of the failures for this fight.
I agree. When you take that much time off, there is such a thing as ring rust. And, it can affect your performance no matter how much work you do in the gym. It's so different on the night of the fight. So it was very important that, he get back. If he wants to keep going, he needs to be more active.
I agree.